The single best day in the history of South Carolina.
I have to say, I love South Carolina. I love it. As your president, I'm going to do everything I can to unleash the power of the American spirit. Our country is all about making dreams come true. Over the last number of years, that hasn't been necessarily the case, but we're going to make it the case again. That's what we do in America. We dream of things and then we build them. We turn vision into reality, and we will be doing a lot more of that, believe me, in the months and years to come. I want to thank the great people of South Carolina. God bless you. May God bless the United States of America, and God bless Boeing.
Air Force One lands in the Low Country, ushering President Donald Trump to the Boeing plant in North Charleston. Today, the president shares a message of economic hope and prosperity as Boeing unveils its all-new 787-10 Dreamliner. The president arrived shortly after noon today, toured the Boeing plant. Afterward, he gave a pointed speech on the importance of Boeing and other companies to the American economy. We have live team coverage tonight recapping the president's first visit to the Low Country since taking office. ABC News 4's Alex Heaton and Angela Brown are standing by, but first we want to check in with ABC News 4's Ashley Blackstone for more on President's message to Boeing. Ashley?
Dean, a much quieter scene outside of Boeing here tonight than it was just a few hours ago. The president speaking for about 15 to 20 minutes this afternoon on everything from strengthening the economy to job creation.
I love South Carolina. I love it.
Before a crowd of 4,000, Donald Trump addressed the Boeing family and elected officials at the North Charleston plant. At times, his speech mirrored his campaign platform, focusing heavily on job creation.
As your president, I'm going to do everything I can to unleash the power of the American spirit and to put our great people back to work.
He praised Boeing for their new 787-10 Dreamliner, a 300-plus passenger plane assembled fully in South Carolina. The company employs 7,500 people, making it one of the largest employers in the state.
Dreamliner, great name. Our country is all about making dreams come true. That's what we do in America. We dream of things and then we build them.
While alluding to his dispute with Boeing over the costs of a new Air Force One model, President Trump said he and his administration have persuaded global companies to keep or increase jobs in the United States.
We will pass on to our children the freedom and prosperity that is their American birthright. Our children will inherit from us a nation that is strong, that is proud, and that is totally free.
And Trump stopped here in South Carolina this afternoon on his way to Florida. He will spend the majority of his President's Day weekend at his estate in West Palm Beach. Working for you live in North Charleston, Ashley Blackstone, ABC News 4.
Ashley, thank you. Today's Boeing event, a perfect place to showcase a new president's agenda. President Trump said jobs are the main reason he came to Boeing's celebration. He talked about the centerpiece of his campaign, helping poor and middle-class workers by bringing back manufacturing jobs. The president talked about plans to get rid of certain federal regulations, tax cuts, and other stimulus ideas to create jobs. Now, Congressman Mark Sanford was the governor of our state. He helped negotiate Boeing's entry to South Carolina. He says determination lured the aerospace giant to North Charleston.
The original $600 million investment, I got to give great credit to Bob Faith, who still lives here in the Charleston community. He was the Secretary of Commerce at that time. He walked in with a Fortune article and he said, look, there's something going on with composites we ought to explore. I said, go for it. And from that tiny little acorn of thought to see all this, it's remarkable.
And we spoke with several Boeing teammates who told us they are proud of the company's accomplishments and happy to see the attention being paid to manufacturing jobs. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, hear from some of them as they kind of revel in a big moment for South Carolina's economy. Now, President Trump held a campaign rally in Walterboro exactly 1 year ago today. That day, he talked about Boeing leaving South Carolina and taking its jobs to China. Here's what he said at the time.
They're going to build that plant. They're going to devalue the hell out of their currency. And all of a sudden, you'll be reading a big front page story all over the place that Boeing's going to leave right? South Carolina. They're going to make all their planes in China because that's what they do.
Trump preached a very different message today, saying the economic and industrial climate has already changed in America.
We're seeing companies open up factories in America. We're seeing them keep jobs at home. Ford, General Motors, Fiat Chrysler, just to name a very, very few. So many more already. They're keeping and bringing thousands of jobs back in our country because the business climate they know has already changed.
Thousands of Boeing workers filled the hangar today. Many had a hand in building the 787-10 Dreamliner. Our Alex Heaton spoke with a few of them today. And Alex, what was this day like for them?
Dean, it's not often that you hear people get emotional about an airplane, but so many of these workers have spent years working on the 787-10, some of them touching it the very first day it was on the assembly line. So today, for them, it was a milestone.
This place, with this team, with this airplane, is the very pinnacle of my career.
And the pinnacle of Boeing's lineup. The newest and biggest plane in the Dreamliner fleet has a price tag of $306.1 million. It seats 330 passengers.
It's beautiful. It's huge. It's amazing that we're the only ones building it, that it's going to be completed here.
It's, very technologically advanced, and it's just a beautiful plane, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
The best part is the Made in South Carolina stamp of approval. The 787-10 will only fly out of North Charleston.
So it's just very emotional. It's emotional to put out a new airplane and celebrate that. It's emotional to watch it take off and fly. And so we're making history in South Carolina, and I'm just extremely honored to be proud of it.
And the payoff is huge as thousands of employees watch their work be put on display for the world to soon enjoy.
I'm part of the wiring team in the aft body, so it's good to see our work finally put together,
I was one of the first people to touch it when it came into final assembly, so to see the end item and see it get ready to fly is definitely a beautiful sight.
We got this thing out a month ahead of schedule because of a lot of the hard work we've been doing, so really proud of our team and looking forward to seeing this thing fly.
So let's talk more about the specs of this giant plane. The wingspan, almost 200 feet. It is 224 feet long, 55 feet tall. It seats, again, 330 passengers. That's 14% more seats, or 40 seats more than its predecessor, the 787-8 or 9. And it holds 15 to 16% more cargo, so a very big plane. Again, that price point, $306.1 million. And we know tonight that there are already orders for more than 150, and hundreds more are expected to be ordered. Working for you in North Charleston, Alex Heaton, ABC News 4.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. If there's a picture that captures today in its essence, it's this one. That is Air Force One flying out of North Charleston with the new Dreamliner in the foreground. Our thanks to Ryan Johnson with the city of North Charleston sharing this with us today. He said it was the greatest picture he's ever taken, and well, we have to agree. Before he left, reporters caught up with President Trump, asked him about the Lockheed Martin, the other juggernaut in American aircraft manufacturing. The president commented on the governor's partnership, or the government's partnership, with Lockheed Martin to develop new military aircraft. That project has been plagued, though, by budget issues.
The F-18 is a great plane. They've now put a stealth component onto it. It's a great plane, and the F-35 is a great plane. But we've cut a lot of money. We've cut over $700 million off the Lockheed plane, and that's just for a small order. As you know, they have a big order. It was out of control, and now it's very much in control. So we're very happy about it. We'll save, I would say we'll save billions and billions of dollars, many billions of dollars.
Many people happy to see the president in the Low Country. They took to the streets today to show their approval. One of our photographers found this group of people holding signs, waving American flags, serving as the unofficial welcoming party for the president. Here's what one man had to say.
Today we were out here to make sure that Charleston especially, but the state of South Carolina and our country was seen in a light of positivity and that of patriotism. We did understand that there should be some protesters out. Again, it's going to be a beautiful day. Trump's in town. Boeing's got a great celebration today. Our new governor's in town. And to have younger generations.
The group spent about an hour on the Montague Avenue overpass on 526.